Hello and welcome to Clutter, Missouri for Week 7 action of the high school football season. This is Skylan Akins, joined by me for a third week in a row, Adam Smith from Ozark Sports Report. And just once again, thanks for joining us for three straight weeks.
It gets fun just about every week I come on. You know, it's always fun having a conversation, talking football, talking other sports as well. And so it's homecoming here in the Christian County Panhandle between Clever and Ash Grove, as we're getting ready to kick the ball, or actually getting ready to do the coin toss between Ash Grove and it's like Clever players won the toss, I believe.
Clever won the toss. They select to receive, so we're going to get ready to jump right into it. As Adam mentioned out, it's homecoming here at Clever as the Blue Jays are looking for their first win of the season against the Ash Grove Pirates team that's coming off of a 52-13 win over Agape, an Agape squad that we will be hosting here in just a couple of weeks. They sit at 4-2 with wins over Kabul, Pierce City, Miller, and Agape, and we defeated Pierce City 44-0, which is a common opponent that we had, dropping the game to Pierce City 55-20.
55-20 is as Clever was able to scratch and claw in that game, but last week against Skyline, it was pretty much the Skyline show.
The Skyline game was ugly to put it in the nicest way possible. 54-7, and as Lane Mendenhall was able to find the end zone late in that one, but you know, it was a 48-0 game going into halftime before the Tigers really started pulling everybody out. So
that was last week, where last week was actually pretty much upset week last week, where we saw West Plains succumb to Lebanon. Stratford almost beat Fair Grove from what it looked like. It was really close. And then when it came to the second half, Fair Grove pretty much just pulled away from Stratford.
Be first and 10 for the Blue Jays from the 28-yard line.
Be first and 10 from the 28 for the Blue Jays for our first possession of the game, as we are just kicked off this Week 7 action. It's going to be Carter Winger under center, and you're going to see a steady dose of Jacob Brown, Chandler Kale, and Buddy Carey in this double wing formation. But Winger's going to look to pass right off the bat and nearly intercepted. Looked like he was looking for Lane Mendenhall, the lone touchdown receiver from last week.
Number 9, Brock Mooneyhan for the Pirates.
And Blue Jays coming out throwing the ball. You don't see a whole lot of don't see the ball in the air a whole lot from these Blue Jays.
After back-to-back games, starting off turning over the ball, they tried to pass the ball, and they were just shy of nearly being intercepted.
This time they're going to hand it off to Jacob Brown. Jacob Brown's going to try to get to the outside and is unable to, and they brought down at right about the 30-yard line.
Third down and 10 for the Blue Jays, and as he actually
2-yard gain makes it
gained about 2 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 8. Blue Jays run that double wing set. You're going to see a lot of Jacob Brown, and typically it's Buddy Carey also back there. I don't see him in the backfield here. Tried a little bit of trickery there. It's going to be snuffed out. Chandler Kale ends up getting the ball for the Blue Jays, but it's going to be brought down behind the line.
Brought down by Cannon.
I think Coach Genzo may have said something, or may have received my messages. Pull a play out of the Magic Hat, as what I've been pretty much repeating just about every week.
Buddy Carey in the punt.
Now we'll see Buddy Carey back to punt. Carey gets the snap and boots it away. Good punt. It's going to be fielded at about the 40-yard line. The return man's going to make a guy miss, and up across the midfield, that's going to be number 3, Brady.
Dickinson with the return for the Pirates.
That's going to be a return up to about the
Tackle made
48
by
yard
Adam
line.
Harness for the Blue Jays.
Adam Harness looks like was the man to stop the returner for Ash Grove. I believe that was
It'll be first and 10 for the Pirates
Brandon Nicholson,
from 48.
who was the return man. So he didn't get much yardage. So it was first and 10 for the Pirates. Like I did get to see another pair of some Pirates last night. Pirates in some different colors, blue and gold, last night as the fall baseball season ended for me. It was
Tackle made by Jack Klassen.
unfortunately an 18-0 loss for Crane to Galena.
Brock Mooneyham with the keeper
18-0.
for the Pirates.
Oh, man.
As you know, it's been a rough year for Coach
6-yard gain
Harlan,
makes it second
but
and
I believe
4.
come spring it'll be a little bit better for those Pirates in blue and gold. But we're watching the Pirates in red and black tonight.
Well, I also saw Pirates last night as well, being Ash Grove's volleyball team against Miller.
Tell me about
Mooneyham is going to take this one up the middle and it's going to be brought down for a Pirate first down.
so tell me about that game between Miller and Ash Grove. And are those two are pretty big rivals?
Elijah
They're
Morrison on the ground for the Pirates.
like Crane and Marionville.
You know,
Tackle made by
Ash Grove,
Seth McGaffey.
Miller's volleyball squad, you know, was they lost in the
It'll be first
semifinal
and 10
game
for
last
Ash
year
Grove.
and didn't lose anybody. So they're back and sitting at they won their 20th game of the season last night. Still with about 10 games left, they have an opportunity to win 30 games in the regular season. So they've been fantastic all year long. And Ash Grove, you know, trying to rebuild. They got a couple pieces.
For the Pirates.
Chloe Mode looked really good for the
2-yard
Pirates.
loss.
Also,
Second and 12.
very good basketball player. So that's going to be someone to be looking for at the come basketball season. And Chloe Mode and really all the Miller Cardinals are also very good volleyball players. As this one's going to be a pass completed, and this one's going to go and be pushed out of bounds just outside the end zone. That time it was Sammy
Pass
Moreland.
complete to Sammy Moreland. Good for a
Another
first down for the
good
Pirates.
basketball player.
Pushed out of bounds by
for
Jacob Brown.
For the Pirates.
I may have seen Sammy Moreland play, which I know I'm from Crane, which we didn't get to see Ash Grove play last year
It'll be first and goal from the 8.
on the hardwood with COVID going on. Crane actually was quarantined last year during Thanksgiving, and so I wasn't able to see Ash Grove. I saw them.
Pass is incomplete.
I saw them at the Crane tournament. I believe I saw them play our boys, and I know I've seen Ash Grove's girls.
Coverage by Jacob
And
Brown.
they've had Crane's number throughout the years, but from last year, Crane was able to beat Ash
Pass
Grove.
was intended for Sam Moreland.
A couple players you'll see on the hardwood this year on the Ash Grove side. Brock Mooneyham, a junior, going to play a big part for them as well on the hardwood. It's going to be led by Sam Moreland. As looks like we're going to have an offside,
Flag on the play.
or probably a encroachment call.
So if it's an encroachment, it's probably going to move Ash
Or they're
Grove.
going to call it false start. Say
False start.
the Blue Jays were
Oh,
were forced offside.
Everybody moves back 5 yards.
That's going to bring up a second and 13, or second goal from the 13.
It'll be second and goal from the 13.
Second down and goal at the 13-yard line. As once again they had to take the 5-yard penalty on the false start. And so we do got some other football to talk about this week. We got a battle of undefeateds going on over in the Joplin area. That's going to be Joplin taking on Carthage. So Skyline, who do you think is going to be winning that game?
I'll be honest, I haven't watched either one of those.
Brock
Brock
Mooneyham
Mooneyham has a
right.
nice little cutback inside. And he dropped short of
That's
the
McGaffey with the tackle
end
for
zone,
clever.
3rd and 6. We know Joplin,
It'll be
you've
third
been
and
hearing a
goal
lot
from the
about them
6-yard
from,
line.
the Wright brothers, always and all. And yes, you heard that right. All right and always right. But Carthage has been a very good program for the last couple of years, and they got an opportunity to really have a statement win over another very good Joplin squad. As another false start going to push Ashgrove back behind the 10-yard line, back to the 11 for this third down play here.
You can tell Coach Brian Long is probably going to be fuming right now after those
from the 11.
2 back-to-back false start penalties to push Ashgrove back now 10 yards.
Yeah, nothing's more difficult to overcome than a pair of false starts inside your own 6-yard line. And now they've had 2 as Mooningham's going to look up for Moreland, and he's going to be just out of bounds. Nearly a fantastic highlight reel type of catch by Moreland, who's nearly had that toe drag swag, but his foot landed just out of bounds, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Pirates. That was almost a fantastic catch.
You might see that on Sports Center tonight. If it was caught into the end zone, that would have been on Sports Center.
4th and goal from the 11. As the Clever crowd starts to come alive here, Mooneyham drops back the pass, is rolling out to the far side, and come back across the middle, and Moreland jumps off with just over his hands. That is a 4th-down stop for the Blue Jay defense.
Intended to say Moreland.
I could tell that Coach Gensler came in telling his players, don't spoil don't let Ashgrove spoil homecoming. And right out of the gate, 0-0 with about 7 minutes left. I believe this could be a brand new Clever football team that we're seeing on the field tonight.
Yeah, you want to see a little bit more out of the offensive side. You want to hope to see some improvement from the from the season up to this point. But definitely on the defensive side, looked better. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first game of the year where the defense didn't allow a touchdown in the opponent's opening drive. So that's definitely a positive for the Blue Jays.
Short game.
They're going to look to keep it going.
7:22 left here in the first quarter. Clever starts it at their own 14-yard line. There goes the ball, and I believe it's going to end up at about the 16, maybe the 17-yard line.
Yeah, another short gain there. Can bring up a 3rd and about 4.
Chandler Kale.
Also another game going on
3-yard
at about 10 miles away from here. That is Nixa taking on Webb City. And as we all know, in years past, Webb City has had Nixa's number throughout the years. I don't remember the last time Nixa has actually beaten Webb City on the football field.
Yeah, Webb City down with power as this 3rd down run is going to be very, very close. I didn't see who it was. It looked like Buddy Carey. And
tackle made by.
It's going to be brought down at about just shy. About a 4th and 1.
It'll be 4th and 1.
And the Blue Jay offense going to stay out on the field here and try to make something happen here early in this one.
4th down and 1, you got to go for it. I mean, if you're 4th down and 1, what do? Do you go for the pass play? Do you go for the run play with just 1 yard?
You gotta go with the run. And it looks like a timeout's going to be called by Clever.
Blue Jays.
And I like that timeout there. They brought Jack Clausen, kind of a bigger fullback type body, into the backfield in motion. And things just kind of looked a little out of sorts there for just a split second. And Jim Gensler's like, this is a big time or a big moment in the game. You want to get this play call right.
Of course, you don't want to you don't want to start off on the wrong side of things with the play calling. So as Clever retreats back onto the gridiron, it's going to be once again 4th down and 1.
Gotta give it to number 26 here, Buddy Carey. he is your workhorse. He is your guy that, you know, if you got need 1 yard, he's the guy you want to go to.
Buddy Carey's going to do it all. He is basically the do-it-all guy who will...
But it looks like it's going to be Winger who's going to... No, he is going to go to Carey.
Jack Clausen on the ground for the
Jack
Blue Jays.
Clausen, the fullback. They all wear 2s and 22s and 26s.
That runs good for
This one was
Blue
Jack
Jays.
Clausen, and that's going to be good for a Blue Jay first down.
First down Clever already with 5:40 left here in the first quarter. And you can tell Coach Gansler has to be pleased with what he has seen.
Yeah, you want to keep moving the ball down the field, and here's another solid run, this time by Carey.
Buddy Carey. Tackle made by Elijah Morrison for the Pirates.
Elijah Morrison brings him down for Ash Grove.
Another 3-yard gain makes it 2nd and 7.
Still scoreless here in the first quarter, 5:11 remaining. I want to say thank you to our first quarter sponsor, B&K Fireplace. They are the Fireplace family. If you need a fireplace or need your service, it's starting to get a little bit chillier here in Southwest Missouri. But you know, here in the next couple months, it's going to get real cold, and you don't want to be left in the cold. Be sure to call B&K at 417-886-0660 for all your fireplace needs. They are family owned and operated for 20 years, located at 4130 West 3rd Street in Battlefield.
I can tell you don't want to be cold when December, January, and February come around. I remember last February we had to experience some sub-zero wind chills.
Yeah.
And we also had to see some triple-digit heat indexes this summer, which it felt like summer today, with it being in the upper 80s. It's supposed to be in the 90s tomorrow, and I believe in the 80s on Sunday.
Welcome to Missouri.
Welcome to Missouri, where the weather is unpredictable.
A 3rd and 4 carries going to be brought down. It looks like
Hand-off to Chandler
about another 4th and 1. Going to be
tackle made by Nate Trammell.
left short, and you got to imagine that Ginsler's going to want to roll the dice again here on another 4th and 1 play.
It'll be 4th and 1 for the Blue Jays.
And here we go again, 3:43 remaining in the opening quarter. This opening quarter is kind of flown by. You know,
Yes, it has.
Typically, you know, there's a lot of kickoffs and long scoring plays, and it looks like they're going to get it again. And Clever is fired up as Dawson Osborne turns to the crowd, starts flexing after the first down.
That runs good for another Clever Blue Jay. First down.
First down again for the Blue Jays. And with Ashgrove coming in at 4 and 2, you'd probably expect them to be a little bit better with these first downs. I mean, you definitely want to come in at 3 and out. As you know, Clever's coming in there working hard tonight.
Clausen with the carry,
Yeah,
and he brought down for a short gain.
Elijah Morrison with another tackle for the Pirates.
Got 2nd and 9.
Short gain.
And you know, it's been just about 3 yards a carry so far for the Blue Jays. I mean, you always talk about, 3 yards in cloud dust football, and that's kind of what we're seeing out of a squad that really hasn't been able to establish the run game so far this year. Winger's going to drop back to pass, and he's going to just overshoot Carey out of the backfield.
Intended for Buddy Carey.
And now is when you got to start worrying about
Eli Morrison with the coverage on the play.
this 3 yards cloud of dust with 3rd and 9. I mean, you got to be looking for about 7 yards here to really be able to roll the dice and go for get another 4th down.
Of course, that's what you want your defense to rely on is want the 4th down. You gotta want to look for that 4th down. Anything you do, just keep them away from the chains.
Winger's pass is intercepted this time by Sam Moreland. And
intercepted by number 2, Sam Moreland.
you know, really not
Pushed out of bounds by
not
Buddy
a
Carey.
bad decision there by Winger. a little slow on the throw, kind of stared down his receiver, and that allowed the experienced senior to really make a good jump on the ball. And Moreland able to come up with a big turnover for these Ash Grove Pirates.
That turnover was huge, and that's going to open the opportunity for Ash Grove to find pay dirt.
Mooningham's gonna take this one to the outside, and it looks like he's got some space. And just like that, interception, one play, next play, Mooneyham finds the end zone, 34 yards away. And that gives us our first score of the game. Ash Grove takes the lead 6-0.
Jays made it long, and they were just not able to get it across midfield into Ash Grove territory. And with that interception, Ash Grove made them pay.
And that's one thing. And it looks like Ash Grove's going to go for 2 here. Mooningham's going to look for Moreland, and incomplete, as Moreland's unable to hang on. The Blue Jays might have caught a
2-point conversion is no good.
Sorry about that shady camera work there. We don't have our camera person from last week. My wife Kylie was unable to make the trip tonight, and it shows with the camera work already.
Score update from the Battle of Undefeateds over by Joplin. As Carthage has just gone first blood at 7-0 in favor of Carthage over Joplin.
It's 7 over Webb City as well.
Rockbridge leading battle. Republic has a 3-0 lead against CJ Carl Junction. I believe I saw a score from Aurora, so I'm not sure.
I saw one Fairgrove inside the mid lakes. Fairgrove took the early lead on Buffalo 6-0. Fairgrove has just scored again as Stacy throws a touchdown pass to Blake Lewis. Makes it 14-0 in favor of the Eagles. The Eagles that we will see next week in what's going to be another tough matchup for the Blue Jays.
It is going to be a tough matchup to see those Eagles from in purple. From what it looks like on Ozone, is they're wearing actually blue jerseys. It's kind of hard to tell.
I think it's supposed to be purple, but it sure looked cool.
As I saw last week, Fairgrove actually put up almost 60 on Stratford. That game was pretty much trading punches throughout that first half.
A good Stratford squad too. That's gonna be a tough one for Clever next season.
For Fairgrove,
it'll be 1st and 10 for Clever from the 39-yard line.
So let's get 6-0 in favor of Ash Grove. Clever has the ball back, and they were able to make it lengthy in their last possession, but they were not able to find the end zone. So you can tell Coach Gensler they're going to want to answer back with 2 minutes left to play here in the first quarter.
And that's not how you want to start. As Jacob Brown's being brought down behind the line. They're going to call it right at the line, so it's going to be a 2nd and 10.
What's crazy is, as I see on the clock, we're almost to the second quarter, and we're not even an hour into this game.
In about 22 minutes. Typically, it's after the opening quarter. It is usually about 8 o'clock. As Carey's going to get the little double reverse, and he's going to be brought down. This time in front of the original line of scrimmage, bringing up a 3rd and 8. Still not where you want to be if you're a Clever Blue Jay.
Of course, and from what I saw, I believe it was Caden Cabance who made a touchdown for Carthage. I believe that might be a 14-0, or that could be the first touchdown that was scored by Carthage.
$14-0. Carter Winger's going to look for a man, and he's going to be brought down. It looks like he's going to be a late flag down. It looks like Carter Winger's brought down by the horse collar. And that is what it's going to be, and that's going to be a break for the Blue Jays, as I believe that's going to be automatic first down.
Clever pretty much giving Ash Grove a taste of what they've had to experience. I believe they've racked up some penalty yards this season. I don't know if I've been counting how many penalty yards they've had this year.
15-yard penalty.
I'm sure it's probably a lot.
I can't count that high.
As Ash Grove has gotten themselves a 15-yard penalty, and what do you know, Clever is already in Ash Grove territory.
Fresh set of downs for the Blue Jays after the 15-yarder. And this time it's going to be Chandler Kale. Nice little cut up field. And brought it down at about the 41.
Kill with the run for Clever.
Bring up about a 2nd and 7.
Elijah Morrison with another tackle for the Pirates.
Just keep producing between
3 yard makes it 2nd and 7
for Clever, as you are already right on I believe it's the 46, 47 yard line, or no, 41 yard line rather, as it's just 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. So plenty of time for another play.
When you're back to Kale, Kale's going to be brought down, going to get across the 40 to about 38 as time's going to expire in the opening quarter of play, and 6-0 is going to be your score after one quarter. I want to say thank you again to our first quarter sponsor, as first quarter flew by, B&K Fireplace. They are the Fireplace family. If you need a fireplace and need your service, call B&K Fireplace at 417-886-0660. They are family owned and operated for 20 years, located at 4130 West 3rd Street in Battlefield. B&K is owned by Bruce and Kelly Gelly, who great family, and not just saying that because they're sitting right below us, but great people. Great supporters of Blue Jay football, so whenever the weather starts turning cold, be sure to go to them for all your fireplace needs.
This first quarter sponsors your first ever Church of Clever.
I don't know if there's a lot more Gelly families in the Clever area, like there are lots from where I come from in Crane. But I think there's another big family in Clever. I don't know if you would know them because you are actually from Clever.
The Gellys?
Yeah.
No, Gellys, I just know Bruce and Kelly. They got a few other family members from around the area, but if you're looking for the Vought-sized families, you're going to be hard-pressed to find any of those anywhere else.
Oh, yeah.
You got the Maples and the Gilmores. Yeah, tons of Maples, tons of Gilmores, tons of Littles spread out around the area. Yeah, we always made a joke with the Gilmores. So the Gilmores that we had, one that was, so my freshman year, we had one that had just graduated, one that was a junior, one that was a grade below me, and then there was like 3 others still coming out. Family of about 10 kids.
That runs good for Clever Blue Jay. First down.
Really good family, really enjoyed all of them. Actually, there's one 2 years older than me, then there's one 1 year older than me, one younger than me, one about 3 years younger than me. And I think they still have kids coming through Clever School District.
So it's like the Voughts and Clever.
Yes.
or the Esseries, because that's the second biggest family that I know of in Crane is the Esseries that come after the Voughts.
Yeah, we always made a joke, and and all the Gilmores, all of them played baseball. So we always made a joke. Doesn't matter where you're at in Clever, throw a rock towards the baseball field, and you're sure to hit a Gilmore somewhere.
2 yard gain makes it 2nd and 8.
Already a minute and a half into the second quarter, 6-0 in favor of Ash Grove, as Clever has switched end zones here in the second quarter of play. And Clever looks like they are driving.
And Ash Grove was able to find this end zone on the left-hand side. Clever looking to do the same here. That time it was Chandler Kale on the carry.
Daniel Clay with another run.
Bring up about a third
Nate
and
Trammell
7.
with the tackle.
Score data is Logan Rogersville leads
Short game,
Hollister
it's 3rd and
7-6.
7.
And from what I saw last week, Aurora and Hollister had to play a rare Sunday game last week. That was due to from what I heard was postponed due to lightning in the area.
Oh, nice.
So very rare to see a high school football game being played on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, Sunday afternoons, that's my fantasy football days. So.
Same as me.
And Austin Scott brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Austin Scott with the run.
He's going to bring up a 4th and 7.
Nate Trammell with
From the
another tackle.
24-yard line.
for
Now Jim Ginsler's got a decision to make here. On about the edge of field goal range for Buddy Carey. But, you know, Buddy hasn't had to kick very many field goals so far this year. So it looks like they're going to just stick with the offense and try to break out a little chunk play right here.
Little chunk play.
Winger looks to throw. He's got a man down the far side. Doesn't go to him, however. And he's going to find Carey, and he's going to be short of the first down line. And man, Chandler Kale busted out of the backfield. Had nothing but space in front of him. Was a little bit farther ahead. So I don't know if Winger was afraid after throwing the early pick. He was afraid to go downfield like that, but definitely a missed opportunity there as Kale saw nothing but daylight ahead of him.
That was a golden opportunity for Clever to score a touchdown to make it 6-6 and eventually, and maybe even take the lead, either on a PAT or a 2-pointer right there. So I believe he was.
Here comes a big play this time by Matthew Burgess. And when he chased down at about the 15. Chased down by Landon
Brock
Kraft.
Mooneyham with the run for the Pirates.
There's going to be Brock Mooneyham. And then just like that, you know, the Blue Jay defense pinned up against the wall yet again.
Back on defense for the
Little 3rd and 10 from the 20-yard line.
the Clever Blue Jays already after a second interception. As you know, the turnovers are racking up. At least it wasn't the first turnover wasn't right out of the gate like what we saw the last 2 weeks with Pierce City and at Skyline.
You know, it wasn't a turnover here. You know, it was, you know, and not a bad decision on that 4th down play. You know, found your go-to guy, Buddy Carey, out of the backfield, had an opportunity to kind of break it out for something, but we just got wrapped up and really just missed the opportunity with Chandler Kale on the outside. And a nice strong run this time by the fullback, number 34, Tristan Bowers. 5'7", 185 pounds, and that's a bowling ball.
That is a bowling ball. Another score I didn't tell you about. This is between Marionville and Sarcoxy, 14-6. The Comets lead the Bears, and I believe that is purple and gold from Jasper County. That is Marionville taking on Sarcoxy. And that's a team that Ash Grove's going to be playing, is Marionville.
Pirates got the Comets next week. Another good play here or pass can be broken. First is going to bring up second goal from the 6. And Buffalo scored on Fair Grove 14-6.
14-6 in favor of Fair Grove.
Seneca leads Castle 12-0. 7:26 remaining here in Clever in the opening or in the first half, and timeout's going to be called by the Blue Jays.
Timeout taken by Clever.
And that's going to give us a little bit of time. Just want to say thank you to Eagle Electric LLC, our other sponsor for this season. They have electrical issues. I just want to do some lighting upgrades. Call Eagle Electric LLC today for free estimates on all your electrical needs. Contact Michael Sitton at 417 8-2-4-2-5-3-4. Adam, as we're coming down on the end of the opening half, just try and talk about what you've seen out of the Blue Jays so far today.
Well, I've seen something different. I didn't see a turnover right out of the gate, like I said. And I can probably say that that Coach Kinzel may have been answering my calls, saying pull a play out of the magic hat and see what it does. And what did they do? They kept the ball pretty much throughout the entire first quarter of play, even though it was a turnover. But I see some improvement that's coming up for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Ash Grove is no slouch. I mean, sitting at 4-2, you gotta be real good to win 4 games in a season. Especially with still a couple of really to win more games than you lose. I mean, that's quite a feat. As this time, Mooneyham is going to find the end zone for his second rushing touchdown.
Mooneyham with the run.
And that's going to bring the score to 12-0.
12-zip now for the Pirates, with already 7 minutes and 18 seconds left here in the second quarter of play. Which, as you know, I think what Clever has to do come in the second half. Even though it's still quite early to say or to see what they will do, as I believe that's going to make the score up to 14.
And Mooneyham, another solid run to the outside. Mooneyham got some speed on him, and once he finds that hole, he hits it quick. Very little second guessing going on by Mooneyham, and really looked really good running out of the at the quarterback position.
Yes, he did, and that's what you expect when you go for 2 at the end zone, or rather at the goal line. As I see, it looks like Ava just recovered a fumble. I'm not sure who they're playing tonight. I believe they might be playing, I think Houston, I think is who they're playing. I'm not too sure of who they're playing. Plus, we also got some postseason baseball going on tonight, as we saw the White Sox are already down 2-0 to Houston. So it is already do or die for the White Sox. Red Sox are playing the Rays. Is
there baseball being played?
Yes, there is.
I'm too depressed. Cardinals go down in the wild card game. I blame it on you for wearing the Dodgers stuff to the game in Pierce City.
In Pierce City with Skyline.
No, you wore Cardinals against at Skyline. You wore Dodgers against Pierce City.
I think I was wearing Cardinals. It was kind of a little bit of a harsh pass.
Tackle made by Brady Nicholson.
14-0 once again in favor of Ash Grove, with 7:15 left here in the second quarter.
Blue Jays look to take over here at the 44-yard line after a decent return by Clever.
So the score updated was a 9-4 win for the Astros as they beat the White Sox. Milwaukee just barely beat Atlanta 2-1. And then later on tonight it will be the Giants taking on the Dodgers. So unfortunately that was who the Cardinals would have been playing if they beat LA. 5-4 in favor of Tampa Bay over Boston. That's in the bottom of the third inning.
Alright, so who you got now? Since
No game on the
Cardinals have been eliminated.
I like the Braves.
Braves.
It's after they lost Ronald Acuna Jr., they have Jock Peterson, they got Jorge Soler. They've had Ozzie Albies, they've had Freddie Freeman. I think they're the team to beat in the NLDS. They have to get past a very good Milwaukee team. And then on the American League side, I got the White Sox.
White Sox.
Tony La Russa. 28-8 in favor of Lamar over Marquette. So that's a district opponent that is going to be in Clever's district.
3rd and 4 from the 50-yard line.
Again, don't remind me.
So who do you got for your World Series picks?
You know, I'm going to go with this team for no other reason than it's my favorite stadium I've ever been to. Give me Boston.
Oh, the Red Sox?
I almost wore my Boston Mookie Betts shirt today. Yeah. So me and my dad got on several road trips where we went and saw different stadiums. I'm up to 16 stadiums, but always get a shirt at every stadium I go to. It's starting to turn out to be every person's shirt that I get has now changed teams. So I got. It was just a couple of years ago whenever I went to the Northeast as Carey's going to boot this one away on the 4th and 3. But on that trip, we got a Troy Tulowitzki shirt in Toronto. He's out of the league.
He's retired. I believe he's at Texas now, coaching in Texas.
I got a Manny Machado Baltimore shirt.
He's in San Diego now.
I got Mookie Betts Boston shirt.
Who's now at the Dodgers.
Bryce Harper National shirt. And there's one more that I'm missing.
The first and 10 for the Pirates, number 36.
I'm missing one somewhere else.
It's not Giancarlo Stanton, Marlins jersey.
No. Oh no, Yogi Berra Yankees shirt. A bomb being thrown here to Moreland, incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
But nice arm strength
Coverage on the
there,
play
shown
by
by
Carter
Brock
Williams.
Cunningham. But yeah, Yogi Berra has not played for the Yankees for about 60 years. But still my favorite baseball player of all time.
Yogi Berra is actually from the St. Louis area. He grew up on the hill.
Yep, grew up in St. Louis. Missouri born and bred. And actually got offered a contract to play at St. Louis, but Cardinals management wasn't willing to pay him a whole lot, even for that time. I think they were offering $10,000 for the year, and then Yankees came around, said, "Hey, we'll give you 15," and they ended up signing for $15,000 to play for the Yankees, and Branch Rickey, I believe, was in New York at the time that signed him.
It's crazy to see how much these contracts have gone up. As now, as you said, it was like 15 grand back then. Now it's up to like what, $300-400 million that these players are being awarded.
And now Mike Trout, getting paid 15 grand for every inning he's on the playing on the field. Actually, with how often he's been hurt the last few years, he's probably been making even more than that for every inning he's played.
You can tell the Angels have missed Mike Trout. As I see something that came up, Marshfield leading Aurora 13-8 is what I saw.
4th and 5, Blue Jays are going to force the Pirates to punt. And they get the ball back. Just under 4 minutes remaining. And Central up big on Missouri Military. I don't know if it's after the first quarter, 35-0. Central looking to bounce back. They got their first win in 50-something games against Agape.
That's who we're going to be seeing in week 9 to wrap up the regular season.
And they've had a couple of tough weeks after that, but looks like they're in position to get their second win this season.
Spring leading Mack County 14-6.
Mount Vernon up on Springfield Catholic 7-0.
Actually, I read that wrong. That is Reed Spring actually trails McDonald County. Pardon me, 14-6. Liberty leads Kabul 14-0. West Plains 21-6 against Parkview. That's a team who lost 11 last week. That was a close game between West Plains and Lebanon. If I was in there, I probably would have been there to see that game between WP and Lebanon.
Yeah, West Plains is a very good squad. We've talked about them several times with Connor Laird, and definitely has been hoping for a little better year than they've had. Expectations were sky high. But
it'll be 3rd and 10.
it looks like they might be finding it here this week.
Yeah. Yeah, with them coming to Springfield, playing Parkview, which I don't even know who the best football team is in the city of Springfield. With Kickapoo, Hillcrest, Parkview, and Central. So I believe, I don't know who even wins. I don't know if there's like a City of Springfield championship that was awarded to one of the public schools in Springfield.
Timeout taken.
I don't know. Springfield, or football right on the outside of Springfield, much better than inside. The Nixa, Ozark,
Republic, Stratford,
Clever.
Yep.
2:30 remaining here as we have a timeout on the field. I'm going to say thank you again to Eagle Electric LLC for their support. Having electrical issues or just want to do some upgrades, call Eagle Electric LLC today for a free estimate on all your electrical needs. Contact Michael Sitton, 417-824-2534.
2:31 left here in the second quarter. As I believe that was Ashgrove that called a timeout. Or was that Clever? So it's still 14-0. As I'm actually impressed to see that Clever has held AG to 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, you know, Ashgrove coming into the game following a couple of big wins, 13 against Agape and 39-6 over Miller and 44-0 over Pierce City. So, and you know, and Clever's hasn't got onto this scoreboard yet, as they're going to be forced to punt again, and ball going to be down at about the 43-yard line. But you know, they've been able to move the ball fairly efficiently.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pirates.
We were talking about the three yards in cloud of dust football, and you know, you get 3 yards every single play. I mean, you're in good shape. You know, you're gonna see 4th and short. You know, if you're getting 3 yards every play, you're gonna get 4th and 2, 3 yards, and get you a first down.
Of course.
So that's kind of the magic number. I mean, you want to be hitting about 3 or 4 yards per play. And Blue Jays have been able to do that at points so far today. And Sam Moreland, fantastic circus catch as the ball gets juggled. And it was good coverage done by Jacob Brown, who was nearly intercepted it, got a finger on it, and tipped the ball up. But Sam Moreland able to come down with it in his blazing speed, able to get the Pirates in position to go ahead 20 with another score here late in the first quarter, or in the first half of play.
Yeah, and with Ashgrove getting the ball back, they've pretty much burned Clever on defense. But once again, you got to give credit to Clever on defense, as they have held Ashgrove to just 2 TDs here in the first half. So I could tell that could say that Clever might be seeing win number 1 within the up on the horizon.
Yeah, and and don't count out of the game here tonight. You know, you've seen them able to put together a few good offensive drives, and against Eldo, outscored El Dorado Springs there late in that game, and gave themselves an opportunity. But it looks like they're going to find the end zone or be down just short. The 1st and goal from about the 2.
Pass complete to Brady Nicholson.
21-0 Carthage leading Joplin right now. As you know, Joplin's pretty much been put to sleep by Carthage. We don't know what is, as we believe last we saw it was 7-0 Nixa over Webb, from what we saw.
The 1st and goal runs going to be into the end zone for a touchdown.
Touchdown for the Pirates. Ran in by Nate Jamel.
I didn't see who scored it. accompanied by number 28, Nate Trammell. And that's going to extend the lead 20-0. And
Going for another
pass.
2-pointer.
So Moreland's going to make it 22-0.
2-point conversion is good. That's complete to Sam Moreland.
I can tell you, if you were to ask the
22-0.
one of the one of the assistant coaches, I'm not sure who the defensive coordinator is. I believe that's Scott Smith. I believe is the defensive coordinator here at Clever. If you were to ask him like how their performance is, how his defense is done here in the first half, you can tell he's got to be pretty impressed with what he has seen by his defense.
And you know, here's the thing. You know, I mean, results are going to come in time. I mean, we've talked a lot about the situation that Clever football is in. Second year as a varsity program, second head coach, and graduated 14 seniors from a year ago from a team that was, you know, 2-9, 2-7, whatever it was. So, you know, you just want to start seeing a little bit of improvement every week, and we definitely seen improvement here as defenses look better. You see the 22 up on the board before halftime, but in all reality, they look good. Offense has put them in a few positions that's been tough, and realistically, you know, Clever just been beat for just a couple big plays. You know, they had a big run on that second touchdown drive. That first touchdown drive started on their own 40 after the interception, and then this last one you had a big, you had a long touchdown pass to Moreland that was, you know, was a circus catch. So you know, you really gotta like what you've seen out of the Blue Jay defense, and you see the 22 up on the board before half. But you know, you've seen a lot of good things. Seen some positives on the offensive side as you've seen a few runs break for, you know, 7-8 yards, which is right.
Hill with the run.
I mean, that's what you want to see.
Exactly.
And
also with what we've also seen, is now it's 7-6 mix-up over Webb City. So what also you can see is even though you haven't scored any points here in the first half, you also have to be pleased with how you've been able to drive the ball. You've been able to, even though you picked up yards on mistakes that Ashgrove has made, which I don't even think Ashgrove has had to spend a timeout. Let me correct that. They've actually spent one timeout here in the first half. So all in all, the coaches for Clever have to be pretty pleased with what they've seen. All they got to do is make it a little better and drop and get some points on the board.
Capitalize on offense and prevent the big play on defense.
Of course, and
here you go, 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and I mean, this is your time to, you know, put up or shut up. So here you go, right here, and Chandler Kale's gonna be brought down. They're gonna be given forward progress at about the 49-yard line, but it's drove backwards hard, and timeout to be called by Ash Grove here, as they're going to try to get the ball back for maybe a couple more plays before this first half's over.
All right, we got 27-7 Carthage against Joplin. And we haven't even talked college football yet, because we're already into almost into the second half. We haven't talked college football. Oklahoma's taking on Texas this weekend. We got another one that's going to be Penn State taking on Iowa, as that is going to be a very big game to see. Two big games to see between, of course, Oklahoma taking on Texas and Penn State taking on Iowa.
Yeah, you know, Red River Week is always a week-long holiday here in the Aikens household. So we're excited for that one. Nervous. I think you know, if you don't go into a rivalry game nervous, then it's not a good sign.
No, it's not. And
you know, Texas has looked extremely good ever since Casey Thompson's taken over the reins at quarterback. And Oklahoma's looked better, but still, they
Still shaky.
struggled a little bit.
Still shaky. Which they're going to have to play a little bit tighter.
Good punt there by Buddy Carey, and just going to roll end over end into the end zone. And it was creeping towards that pylon. It looked like it was going to be a fantastic punt.
Punt by Buddy Carey, rolls in the end zone.
Again, just roll it through the end.